Oh, this is the Wright Brothers bicycle shop here in Dayton, Ohio, but I don't know if it's open. I think it's a museum or a display, but I'm gonna go see if it's open here. We just drove down from the Waco Museum there, so the Wright Cycle Company right up here. Flip it around. Yeah, that's where their bicycle shop was right there. It's a little skinny shop. Yeah, let's see. 9:30, 10:30, 11:30. Oh, 12:30 there's a tour. Okay. We have to wait for a little bit here. Only about 20 minutes. All right to take video?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna start right here. But welcome to our fourth cycle shop. This is our last remaining Wright cycle shop here in Dayton. Last one on its original foundation. The only other one still in existence is going to be that fifth shop where they did all their aviation testing. Used to be just across the way on West 3rd Street. So if you turn around, you see those two red brick buildings, and you look to the left of it, you're going to notice there's sky, and that's because Henry Ford will come through in the 1930s and purchase that building along with the Wright's childhood home, about half a block just south of us. And he'll take them up to his museum outside of Detroit. So you can still see them today. Really can't blame anybody for selling because it is the height of the Great Depression. Henry Ford has a ton of money, and Orville Wright's going around with him, so you get that Wright Brothers seal of approval on it as well. We're going to head on in and learn about what they did here.
You guys mind being on camera?
Oh, no problem.
Yeah, okay. I got a little YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
So. All right. We got a personal tour here. 3 of us, 4 of us.
So welcome on in. The only photo we have of the Wright's time is going to be on this 22 South Williams Street panel. And the photograph would be rediscovered and published in a cycling magazine in the 1980s. Around the same time of fledgling aviation trails, so they do our parachute museum, the wheelbarrow program. They're going around documenting all the aviation history in the greater Miami Valley area. So that's going to be from Cincinnati all the way up to Wapakoneta, where the Armstrong Museum is.
Oh, okay.
They'll purchase this building, we got some late covers, knowing it is the last standing Wright cycle shop, only to discover that the city has already condemned it. Pretty much had been apartments since the Wrights had moved out, wasn't in great shape, and you know, it's the 80s, so it's a perfect time to tear down, build new everywhere. But they'll take that picture of the city and they'll go, pretty please, can we restore it back? And luckily for us, after a little bit of finagling, the city says yes. So they'll use that photograph to restore it back, reopening it to the public in 1988, becomes part of the Park Service in 1992.
Nice.
As for the Wrights, they're going to move their print shop from where it had been the past 5 years, which is just across the plaza there in our exhibit building. So those rooms on the second floor, yes, they are the actual rooms they were in for 5 years. Move all that equipment up to the second floor here, which I'm sure was really fun considering there wasn't a plaza.
Can you go just a little slower? I mean, I can't quite process it.
Gotcha. So they'll have all their printing equipment up on the second floor. They're going to put all of their bike equipment for their bike mechanic shop on the first floor here, spending around $16 a month on rent. Anybody care to guess what rent that $16 in 1895 is today?
I don't know, 1,000.
Any other guesses? It's actually $5.80, so it is still really good rent from the entire building.
That is pretty good, yeah.
Pretty good. Yeah. But while they are here, their bike mechanic business has been doing really well, so they said, let's become bicycle producers, producing the Van Cleves and the St. Clairs out of here. We've got 2 replicas for you. Got the male version of the Van Cleve in the window. Got a women's version on the platform there. You can tell it's the women's version because it has that lovely swoop for ladies' long skirts. See an example of how long the skirts were. Catherine and her friends up at Oberlin College on that picture right up there as well show you. They are quite long and you would need a good leeway to get your leg over it. Our replica has a couple added extra features to keep ladies' skirts clean. You notice over the chain and gears there's a protector over there. Same with that back wheel has a hub protector over it to prevent your skirts from getting sucked up on in. It is a time of hand washing. There are no washing machines, so you're going to want to keep that outer layer as clean as possible, especially because it is your most expensive layer of clothing. But the Wrights go on and produce around 300 bicycles before they sell that business in 1909. We know of 5 that still exist today. So if you're going to Carillon Park or the Air Force Museum, you can still see a Wright bicycle here in Dayton.
And these are not replicas.
Those are replicas, yes.
Yeah, I've seen that one
I was gonna say,
yesterday.
if we had an actual Wright bicycle, it'd be in a glass case, kind of like this.
Wow.
Yeah, very temperature controlled, protecting and everything.
So did they make the frames or?
They would craft the frames here.
What
They
about the
would,
wheels?
not the rubber portion, but the rims. They would have metal.
And the spokes,
Yeah.
they constructed all that.
They would put it all together, very similar to it today. But we are all here because the Wrights invented the airplane, and every good invention needs a point of inspiration. They'll get that while they are here at this site. Unfortunately, it comes from Orville getting a bout of typhoid from the well on the site. Area is not hooked up to city water yet, but we do know it is this well, not another well that he got sick from, because their father Milton writes a letter and he gives them 2 instructions. Number 1 is to boil all your water. Great advice for waterborne diseases. And number 2, don't use the bike shop well. Pretty good hint, they believe it was.
Don't use the bike shop what?
Well.
Well,
They had well water.
Yeah.
So that's how we kind of get this idea that it came from this site. But as Orville recovers, Wilbur and Catherine are taking care of him. And so they got to figure out what to do, because being sick is one of the most boring things you can be. And they don't have TV, cell phone, radio, video games, anything like that to keep them amused. So they took turns reading to him. And Wilbur really liked to read the newspaper to Orville. I mean, you get a new edition every day, lots of information, diversity of topics. And one day he's reading to him and he discovers Otto Lilienthal's death. Got a panel about him right by the door. Looking at Lilienthal there, you might say, hey, kind of looks like he's hang gliding, right? He's one of the forefathers of modern hang gliding. For the Wrights, he's one of the top men in the world's quest for flight. Followed his career pretty avidly, republishing articles about him in their newspapers. And Wilbur gets caught up on this idea. How does this man who has over 2,000 successful glides, multiple forms of his gliders, he's selling them at this point, and he wrote one of the top books on flight, die in a gliding accident. So much like us, he goes to his local library to read everything he can about flight. We hadn't figured it out yet, so he doesn't get his answer. Around the time they pack up this shop to move over to number 5, he's gonna write that famous letter to the Smithsonian asking for everything they have on flight. And he'll begin to dive into the nuts and bolts of the problem. Within a few years, they're going to be building gliders and going down to Kitty Hawk, and the rest we can say is history. Feel free to look around. Let me know if you have any questions. Whenever you're finished, you're welcome to exit out either set of doors, either back to the museum or on your way. But enjoy.
okay, and what's in the museum over there?
There's 2 floors of self-guided exhibits, more on the Wrights, Paul Lawrence Dunbar,
okay.
the Parachute Museum. There's 2 films, a 30-minute film on the Wrights and an 18-minute film on Paul Lawrence Dunbar.
Okay,
So
so,
2 films over there.
Yes.
Okay.
very good. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I wonder how-
What is this material? Is this pipe, not steel pipe? What is that?
So the Wrights actually use just wood and canvas and some wire. So they would go and get a silver metallic paint to paint their wood. So 1, it doesn't photograph well. And 2, like you, they're gonna think it's metal. So if somebody's trying to steal their idea, they're gonna do pipes, something like that, similar. And guess what? It doesn't work. It's too heavy. It can't get off the ground.
Okay.
They're fighting
Yeah.
against corporate espionage the whole time, yeah.
Okay. I'm Southern Cal, actually.
Okay.
I got my call when I lived in Washington State.
Were you going to Dayton too?
Yeah.
All right. We're all hands here heading to Dayton.
Yeah, I think so.
Right. There's there's gonna be a lot in town
I
here.
just don't have my call sign on my head.
Oh man, you better get with it.
I'm sure there'd be somebody selling at the show. so-
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's some neat artifacts here. Old bicycle tools there, but they had some small little wrenches.
Pretty much all of our artifacts are going to be behind glass, except for the 2. The high wheel is an artifact, and then our Remington tandem up there.
But this is just how our shop was set up, kind of the front, and then probably had some display bicycles and that kind of thing.
To our best knowledge, there's no inside photographs.
No inside photos at all.
No. So we can infer from how they have their thrift shop set up and all of that as
Right.
well.
Did they build the bike? Like, did someone come and order a bicycle? Did they build it for that person, so it'd be custom built?
Yes. All of them are custom built. They would that's what they did in the winter. They would prefab as much as they could. They'd have a shed out back.
Right.
That's where they're gonna do enameling, chemical welding, like brazing.
But then when the person would come in and make it to their size.
They'd adjust it, yeah.
So I noticed the chain doesn't have even space over it. I didn't hear it like doubled up. Quite random, you know?
I don't know specifically where they're doing it. It's probably just they.
See there, you can see both of us in there.
Yeah.
And then I mounted on my dash on the van there too, so you can make videos going down the road and that kind of thing. So,
Yeah.
so it works pretty good.
Like the gear or something.
And what do you do with all the videos?
I upload them to my YouTube channel and also on Facebook. See my call sign here. If you look that up on YouTube, this WG, you'll see my YouTube channel. I just made a big video of that museum down there in Dayton there, the Air Force Museum. You been in that one?
Just there.
Okay, yeah. That's a lot of walking there, isn't it? To the bicycle tour, they got another museum called the Dayton Aviation Heritage National Historic Park. That's a long name, and it's right there. So there's a couple floors of things in there. Much to do about the Wright brothers, I believe. They're neat old buildings here. Dayton, Ohio, 1909. Flying over the valley here. This is the building, so we'll go check it out. Okay, going in here. Let's see what there is to see in here.
We're about to start.
The movie's going to start right now.
Okay then.
30 minutes.
Oh, the movie. Okay.
And then we've got 2 floors of exhibits for you to explore, all free.
Okay.
And then the next tour of the bike shop, if you've not been over to that yet, is at 1:30. Will be from the front desk.
Yeah, we did that one. Yeah. The 1902
This way.
Yes. And then
replica glider.
When he does that changes this.
yes, the elevator out front here.
Then, that's all he can, and he's moving this way.
So for the lateral movement, his hips are in the little wooden cradle, and so he actually shifts his hips from left to right, and it pulls along some wires or it pulls the tips of the wing.
I'm gonna skip the movie for right now and see what else is around in here. The bicycle stuff. Artifacts in here. Wright brothers playing with their toy. Fascination, that's where it starts. Whole store, general store set up in here.
You're new here, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
Well, welcome to Hale's Grocery.
He's talking
We've
to me.
got just about anything you need. Coffee, canned goods, and today a special display of new Heinz products. We also have some famous customers. You see this check in the cash register? Well, it's from the Wright brothers, the fellows that are working on that flying machine. They live right around the corner on Hawthorne with their father and sister. You know, they used to run their print shop right upstairs. Now they come in here to buy groceries.
Good day to you. I don't believe I've made your acquaintance.
No, I don't think so.
You say you came to town to get a glimpse of the Wright brothers flying machine?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, if you wait a while, you might even see the Wright brothers themselves. They shop here, you know. They're easy to recognize, nicely dressed, wearing suits and collars, and always so polite. Now, just between you and me, I don't know why those men haven't married yet. Wilbur's been known to say he doesn't have time for both inventing and courting. But personally, I think they're both a little shy.
Yeah, that was fun. More bicycle parts there. They did have a different sprocket.
Your first visit to West Dayton?
Wide
Well, as you might not know, we've got
sprockets
some
there.
real celebrities living here. You may have heard of the Wright brothers, but they were in the news last year, 1903, when they got their flying machine off the ground. Then there's Paul Laurence Dunbar, famous poet and author. He was 6 blocks away, or in some of it is money. You know, Mother does wonder when it's and really with the sun.
The hip cradle. How that works there. I don't know they went with that, but seemed to work. Warping the wings. Wright Brothers gliders, there's the 1902 and the 1901 and the 1900. Good progression there. Drafting table and things in there. For exhibits upstairs, see what's up there. First career, local newspaper, job printers, Wright family album. That'll be fun. Up we go. Okay, let's see what's in here. It's an old building. Look at the high ceilings and these big doors. The Wright family album, okay. Some of their histories here. Wright printing press. Oh, that's old. The different children, the Wright brothers. There's the father, Bishop Nolan Wright. The mother, Susan Wright. All the Wrights over here. And over in the next room here, job press room. Okay, so they did press work too. Prody, press Prody. They were probably into whatever can make them a dime at the time. Peeking under the cover. More Wright artifacts. Composing room. Oh, the typesetting. It's kind of tedious work. These lead letters and stuff, you had to line them all up. Local newspapers, Wright Brothers' first career, so they printed the newspaper, huh? I did not know that. I guess getting into the newspaper business was 17-year-old Orville's idea. Wow. They were ambitious fellows, I must say. Didn't let any grass grow under their feet. More printing stuff with the Wright Brothers. The job printings, probably like there's the Evening News from 1890 there. Wow. Glad they preserved that. Old press. Oh, that was good. If there's anything back this way. Yeah, she did say there was a parachute museum here. Boy, I didn't know that was in here, but there you can take your picture in a parachute. And I don't have anybody to hold the camera, so I'll have to do it this way. Pretend that I'm in there. Okay. Into the parachute museum. Oh, lots of parachute artifacts. All the different rigging, the different types of chute. My brother and his friend had a skydiving school. I did 20 jumps. Yeah, look at this. That's neat. Feel the force. So you can feel the drag. You pull it down. Oh yeah. Whoa. Trying to pull it down with this cord. You can tell how much force is on there when you're falling through the air. Yeah, I made 20 jumps. The last couple, maybe the last 3 or so were free fall. That was a thrill, but I kept on spraining my ankles when it hit. We'd use these old World War II chutes, and they didn't let you down too gentle. You just hit the ground like a rock. And I weighed close to 200 pounds, so it wasn't a pleasant landing, so I kind of gave it up. Didn't want to break my ankles. But it was fun, quite a thrill to fall through the air at 120 miles an hour. Oh, that's the end of that one. Look like he's flying the glider there. How you doing? That's neat. That would be neat to fly a replica like that.
It's a 1900 glider. It's used only as a kite due to the fact it would not carry the load that they had anticipated.
Yeah, they flew them just by wire before. That felt pretty good.
Yeah.
Push button to start the Wright Flyer's replica repeller. Oh yeah. Big long skinny thing. That's giving you quite a breeze here. Neat. Very cool. Well, that was a great little museum. It's all National Park Service, so it's free. So, can't beat that.